So if you want to upload different objects which are related to each other, let's say account, contacts, opportunities, or any other custom objects as well, and you want to do that in one go, you are at the right place. What you need to do is go to your source org and do an SQL query. In that SQL query, you can specify all the related objects, child objects or parent objects like this, and you can run this query. Once you run this query, you can then copy this JSON. You can do this through Workbench as well with the query, and you can copy the result from the Workbench. Once you copy this JSON, you need to come to the destination org. You need to install the JSON record migrator application. This application link is provided in the description of this video. Once you install this application, you should get a JSON record migrator application in your org. Once you go to that org application, you will be greeted with this UI where you can either upload the file with the JSON content in it, or you can directly upload, copy paste the JSON here. Once that is done, once you paste the JSON value, you will get a table. This is an enhancement where it is an optional field where you can specify external IDs for each of the objects that you are going to upload. In case you specify this field, that field will be used to upload the records as an external ID field. Now you can just click on upload data, and that should be it. All the records, all the relationships and everything is mapped, and all the records are uploaded. You can also export the results. Once you export the results, you will get that as a CSV file. And you can analyze the CSV file with the old IDs and new IDs. If you want to update any other data, then you can also do that. You can view all the records that you have uploaded with a nice pagination view. And for example, you can also traverse through the relationship. For example, on this contact, this was the account that was mapped, and you can also check what were the details that you fetched into the query and that were uploaded. You can also open this record into Salesforce. For example, let's say this contact. Now you can open this newly created record into Salesforce with this button, and you can see all the details, and you can see that all the parent records or child records have been correctly mapped and shown in the Salesforce UI. So also, for example, let's say we'll take a negative scenario where we get some error. For example, I specify an external field which is not available there. So it's, let's say this field is not available on account as an external ID, for example, and if I try to upload the data, you will get this error. Now for any record, if there is an issue and the record was not uploaded, then the entire transaction fails. So we don't have any redundant records which will be which you need to again then manually remove from the system. So all the records, if everything is successful, then only they get created, otherwise no records, no record get created, and we should get an error for each of the record that was in error. For example, let's say I remove a last name for this particular contact and for example, I remove the last name for every contact for, let's say. Now the application is smart enough that if you have fetched this record or this contact last name in the JSON through any relationship, it will take that as the last name and then upload the data without any issues. In case the last name is not available or the required field is not available at all in the JSON, it will throw an error. So let's try this one. So as you see, because we removed the last name, we introduced an error, and we can just see the error records with this toggle, show error records only. And here you can see what was the error for which of the record. Now you can update that query or update the record in the source org and again try to upload the records with the correct JSON. Thank you all for watching. In case If you have any issues or if you have any suggestions, you know where to find me, and you can add those as a comment to this video. Thank you.